Welcome back, eSIM Studios podcast live stream, episode number 70. Appreciate you joining us today. I got a couple of topics that we will discuss this afternoon. I hope everybody's having an eventful day. I feel like I'm about to sneeze right now. Sorry, I've been dealing with these allergies. Excuse me. Man, right when I hit record, everything happens all at once. Lord have mercy. Let's try this again. Welcome back to eSIM Studios podcast live stream, episode number 70. These episodes are just flying by. Seems like just the other day we were at, 20 or 30, and now we're at 70. So I want to thank you for joining us here today. If you're new to the live stream, if you're new to the channel, I'm actually live streaming on 5 or 6 different channels. Now, I'm live streaming from my main tech channel, eSIM Studios YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, wherever you're watching this, subscribe to the channel. And if you're not watching on eSIM Studios, maybe you're watching from my personal page. Maybe you're watching from 7 Studios YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching from Flow Tech News YouTube channel. Maybe you're watching on Instagram. Come over to eSIM Studios YouTube channel. Hit subscribe. We have, I think, over 80,000 subscribers. Big channel. We discuss technology every day around this time in the afternoon. And I did some recording today. Broke my promise. I did not upload it today, but I promise you I'm working hard in the background for everybody. I got some cool stuff. So I know I keep on saying it, but I'm working hard in the background for this channel, trying to get it over to 100,000 subscribers. If you're listening, if you're an advertiser, maybe or maybe you're not, maybe you have a personal business, maybe you have an LLC, maybe even if you have a side hustle. If you want to promote your products, promote your services on our eSIM Studios YouTube channel or on any one of the other channels, maybe you're watching this on 7 Studios, which has, I think, 5 or 7,000 subscribers. Go to our eSIM Studios YouTube channel and find this video, or I believe it's even in our channel description. I have all the links there. I try to put out as many links as I can all over the place, so it's easy to find. Or you can reach out on Instagram and DM me, eSIM Studios as well on Instagram. If you want to advertise a product or service, hit me up. I keep a link of all of our statistics, YouTube channel statistics, at least from the eSIM Studios YouTube channel statistics from the previous month. How many, it breaks down the viewers, the age, where they're from, male, female. I got all of the stats you're going to be interested in posted public, so you can see what, what types of people we're reaching, to see if we're a right fit for you. Because as I mentioned yesterday, I've got so many sponsorship deals, emails, that most of them I haven't even responded to, because I'm trying to do the polite thing and respond to all of them, but I want to check them out first. I want to make sure that because a lot of times they'll introduce themselves and say, hey, my name is so and so from XYZ company. We have a product. It's listed on Amazon. Here's the link. We'd love for you to showcase it on your channel. And I'll check it out and I'll look at it, and I don't know, a lot of them aren't even tech related. So I don't know. Maybe they're just cold calling or cold emailing a bunch of YouTube channels. Sometimes I scratch my head and I'm like, I don't know how that would fit in with our channel, but who knows? And I'm trying to be very selective. I don't want to just bring every little opportunity that comes to me. I don't want to be promoting Heinz's ketchup. Well, I'll take it back. It probably come with a good check. But I don't want to promote just some random thing that I've never heard of. I want to pair with, make sure it's a good pair, right? So if it makes sense for both sides, both parties, I'd be more than happy to promote products or services. And a lot of the stuff that we do promote, I've used their services, right? So like Crave Case, I did a bunch of recording for Crave. They sent me a bunch of cases. Nilkin, we got something cooking up, a sponsorship deal. Whoops, maybe I shouldn't have said that. So it's finalized, but oh well. And y'all know I've used Nilkin for years. They're my absolute favorite case company. So as soon as they emailed me, I was like, yes. But yeah, so if you have a product or service, you don't even have to have a LLC. If you have a legit something that you have a side hustle, that's a legit product or service. You wash cars in the Texas area, let me know. Or in the Boston area, let me know. We're very flexible and stuff like that. So we're here to promote legit and trustworthy businesses, because that's what I started this channel on, is to be giving my honest opinion, trustworthy opinions on technology, and we'll talk about it, right? So let's see here. The applications are coming. They're going. Stuff takes a little longer than I hope. Of course, I'm doing it all by myself, so I'm sure I could have had it out on the app stores by now if I paid somebody. But I've always been the person to do everything myself until I can't physically or humanly possible complete it, right? So like even yard work, I don't pay anybody. I do it myself. Fixing a car, I do it myself, unless it's not something big. But I like to do everything myself. So long story short, we will have an iOS application and Android application. I'm working on a technology news app that will go on both the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store, and it'll have videos, reviews that we do specifically just for the application. So we're putting the tech news app out on the Play Store. It's going to be free and very, very minimal ads. I can't stress that enough. I absolutely hate ads, but I'm going to have to show one or two. I'm going to have to. I didn't want to at all, but it'll be very minimal. There's some apps where every single time you click on something, an ad pops up. We're not going to do that here. And then I'm going to have a football, a Chiefs application, and NFL application. Maybe you might not know, but we have a NFL Chiefs YouTube channel as well. So we got a lot of stuff brewing up. So each one of those applications, takes a little work, but I'll shut up. Let's get into the news. You didn't come here to hear me ramble on about what we got going on in the background. Let me clear my throat. Hold on. I know what some of y'all are thinking. It's not what you think. I'm not doing any extracurricular activities here behind the camera. You know what? There was one time I was at a bar, right? It was in Houston. I went to a college, University of Houston, graduated hotel restaurant management. I know, yes, weird degree for tech, but it is what it is, right? So I was at a bar. I can't remember where it was. It was off campus. And it was that time of the year. My allergies are really bad. And I kept on blowing my nose. And I kept on going like this. I'm sure like you've seen me do quite a bit. And I was playing pool, right? And I was drinking beer, playing pool. Just, regular Friday night for a college student. And I was there with a date. And she knew that, allergies are bad, whatever. But somebody walked up to us and was like, "Hey man, you got that stuff? Can I get a bump? Huh? Let me get a bump. You got that? Come on, man. We can go to the bathroom right now. Huh?" I knew what he was talking about, but I was like, "What? Huh? What are you talking about?" I knew what he was talking about, but I didn't. It wasn't one of those nights. So I was like, "Dude, honestly, I have bad allergies." He's like, "Oh yeah, sure, right." I was like, "No, I swear, that's what it is. It's the allergies." But I have so many little stories like that, but that's not for this channel. But just took a trip down memory lane for a second, so here we go again, just like that, right? Anyways, I know what you're thinking, but it's not that, right? It's not that. We done graduated now. We're adults. Let's see here. Okay. I'm going to make an individual video. I keep on saying it, right? I'm trying to take care of sponsors and stuff like that, but the Nothing Phone 2A, this got an update this morning. So it's officially on. This was the April security patch. Is it on? Did it beat the Phone 2 on the security patch? Let's see. I think it did. I don't remember this Phone 2 getting a security patch. Maybe it is. I'm on beta, so maybe that's why I haven't noticed it. Oh, it's already on April. Okay, so the Nothing Phone 2 is already on the April security patch on the beta software. But the Nothing Phone 2A just got the April security patch today. Now, this is... I was thinking, so this Nothing Phone 2 is on Nothing OS 2.5.3. That's what it's telling me right here. That's the Phone 2. And the 2A is on 2.5.5. Now, it said in the update notes, camera improvements, bug fixes, speed and stability improvements. And you typically see bug and speed improvements term in almost every single update. And yeah, you kind of look at that and you're like, yeah, whatever. Because you don't really notice a difference after you update your phone. But I think almost every update information says that, right? So I update this phone, the 2A. I set it to the side because I'm busy and got other stuff going on. I pick it up maybe about an hour later to do something on it. I'm like, what the? Huh? And I'm like, whoa. I can't tell you. I'm blown away. I'm honestly blown away. I don't know how they do this for $350. If you have T-Mobile, service, or you have Google Fi, or Mint Mobile, Metro PCS, any one of the T-Mobile carriers or a carrier that uses T-Mobile, there is no reason you should not get this phone. Now, T-Mobile is, why do I say T-Mobile? Because that's basically the only carrier where you'll have good service. I think there's only one band on AT&T that works. It's not really worth getting. There's only like one band on Verizon that works on here. If you put a Verizon SIM in here, not really worth using. If you have T-Mobile, I have Google Fi in here. This got faster download speeds. Yes, this Nothing Phone 2A with Google Fi in here got faster download speeds and upload speeds than my S24 Ultra 2 nights ago. Go figure. There is no reason why, if you're in the market for a new phone and you have T-Mobile service, not to get one of these. And you're an Android user, right? I mean, sure, some iPhone people aren't going to want to upgrade to this, but this is a deal of a lifetime. And y'all know I don't use mid-range phones. For one, they're slow, sluggish. For two, they just simply don't have enough RAM. You barely find maybe one or two mid-range phones that have 8 gigs of RAM. This one's got 12, and then you can upgrade up to 20 gigs of RAM in here. It is blazing fast, the operating system. And I took some pictures today to test the camera. It seems to me that that's improved too. It is on the same level as the phone 2, and this was twice as, or more than twice expensive. I think this one was $750 brand new, maybe $800. Now this is the upgraded version, but this is about $800. I think it was just under $800 after taxes for this. $350, and it's basically the same phone. Actually, I take it back. This might be better. I think the screen is brighter and more vibrant on the 2A. Now, if history serves right, and I'm sure it will, if you go back into time, and it's in my video history, I hated this phone when it came out. I was so excited for this to come out. I absolutely love the design. I wanted to support Nothing in Carl Pei with what they're doing, because it's very hard, very, very hard to penetrate a market that's dominated by just a handful of manufacturers. But they're doing it. They're doing it. This is not a fluke. When I got this, I hated it. It sucked. Not necessarily the operating system, but it did have some quirks to it, but the cameras were ridiculously bad. Now, over the last 6 months, this probably was the biggest turnaround I've ever seen of any phone. They updated this probably 8 or 9 times in 6 months, and it is a phenomenal device. Not only the usability, the software, but the cameras. I'll take pictures on here, and I can't even tell if it's from my S24 Ultra or if it's from this. They're that good. Now, this one, if history serves right, when they kept on improving this every single month, got better. Where's this going to be in 6 months, right? Because it came out the gate, pretty damn good phone. And even after, I think this is the second update. Because when I first got it a few weeks ago, there was a day 1 update. So as soon as you take it out the box, you turn it on, there's an update, right? Well, today I got the second update, and I can already tell an improvement in the scrolling speed, the snappiness, how fast it is, and as well as the cameras, right? The sensors that are on here. I can tell the way it filters light, the way it saturation, not only after the picture is taken, but leading up to you. Whenever you turn the camera app on, it snaps into the camera app way faster than, not that it was slow before, but it seems to load up super duper fast. And then the lighting seems to be more accurate and faster processing right before you snap the picture. So it's a no-brainer to me. I'm never going to sell this phone. I'm never going to sell it. This is a collector's item. This is quickly becoming one of my favorite phones, just simply because of how cheap it is. It's a no-brainer. No-brainer. $350, and you basically get a flagship device for a fraction of the price. Hey, that's a good slogan. Yeah, there you go. Flagship device at a fraction of the price. Nothing Phone 2A. Carl, you can use that if you want to. Okay. So we'll continue. Look, I had my review almost done on this, and I'm gonna have to go back and reshoot. So, well, I guess not reshoot it, but I'm gonna have to add to it because this update is insane. What they're doing over at Nothing is absolutely incredible. I don't think we've seen anything like it. Right now, OnePlus came on the scene, and made waves. Right, I can always remember. And it was weird. It was awkward too, right? OnePlus. Because if you remember, I'm not sure many people do, maybe not, but that was what, when did OnePlus come out? The OnePlus One. Do y'all remember that with the sandstone back? I think that was about 10 years ago. Let's find out. I think it was about 10 years ago. Damn it. Let's see. When did OnePlus One launch? 2014. Boy, I got a good memory there. Damn, that's damn near 10 years on the dot. Let me share this. That's almost 10 years on the dot. Look at this. So I was like, maybe 10 years ago. 10 years ago, we'll be here in just a couple of days. So now when they first brought this to the scene, it was similar feeling, right? Because who dominated the market in 2014? Basically the same people that dominate the market today. Apple and Samsung. Now, they had weird ways they had supply chain issues, OnePlus. And actually, you know what? It seems like nothing doesn't have those, or at least they're doing a much better job at it. But OnePlus, it was weird. If you wanted to buy one back then, like it was a lottery system where you put your name or you enter online, and let's say they had only manufactured maybe 50,000 phones, but there's 300,000 people that signed up for it. Well, it would if you were one of the lucky ones, you would get it off. They would send you an email, and you would get an opportunity to purchase a device first. And obviously, if you had a certain time frame, and if you missed that time frame, then they would give that offer to somebody else. So it was really, I'm so happy we've kind of moved past that, because now looking back on it, it's kind of cringeworthy how they launched this thing, or actually the first few series, right? But going back to Nothing in OnePlus, I think what makes Nothing so special, I think Carl Pei, who owns the majority owner of Nothing, CEO, I started OnePlus. So he basically, I'm sure he had many of those ideas of how to do stuff. Now look, it was kind of weird and janky how they did it, but it did cause a lot of commotion, a lot of talk, a lot of chatter online. Everybody wanted this brand new device that's a quote unquote flagship killer. It's going to have flagship specs for a fraction of the price. Technically it was. Now, what happened since then in the last 10 years? Well, they've steadily increased their prices to where now their flagship devices at flagship prices, right? Now let's hope Nothing doesn't go there. Now, OnePlus eventually, they used to put a year-old processor, kind of like what Nothing's doing now. And again, I know this is probably that's why I believe in Nothing so much. That's why I believe it has a very, very strong chance of surviving in this very, very competitive market. Cell phones, very hard to penetrate. But he sees, he was there at the very beginning, how, see it right here. Carl Pei, that's who owns Nothing. That's who started OnePlus. So he knows what the blueprint is. He knows what went wrong, what worked really well, what they should have worked on a little better, what they wish they never did in the first place. So I think Nothing was not determined to make it, but it had a better chance than somebody like me starting a cell phone a cell phone company, right? Not talking about service like Sprint or AT&T. I'm talking about actually making a phone. Carl had the best shot out of anyone probably to succeed, and I think that's why he has a lot of investors that have his back, right? There's a bunch of famous people that we have no idea invested in Nothing. Now here's what I want to know in the future. Where are we going to go with the Nothing Phone 3? And are you going to keep the price under? Remember, this is they want this to compete against the flagship devices. But obviously you can't put all the flagship components in there because the cost would be so high. So I have not seen any leaks for the Nothing Phone 3, but what I hope they do is what I think they might do, I think they might put the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 as the CPU. Because when they came out with this one, it was the previous generation CPU. Now, this thing is a classic CPU, probably one of the better ones ever produced by Qualcomm. This 8 Plus Gen 1 is legendary, honestly, for performance, for battery life, for heat production, which is not much. Classic CPU will go down in history as one of the best ones as far as performance and heat dissipation, battery life. Very, very strong performer, and they tweaked this thing to the T. I don't know where they're going to go next, but as I mentioned, if history serves itself right, they're headed in the right direction with this. Because you want my honest opinion? I'm giving my honest opinion. Sorry, Carl. There's no point in getting this Nothing Phone 2 when they have the Nothing Phone 2A. It's that good. Now, this feels premium, right? It's got metal, real glass, heavier. This one looks just as badass. Very light, paper light. Very light, just as fast, just as blazing fast. I guess just as good as same photos. So there's no point in getting this one because when this is available. Now, I understand if you have Verizon or AT&T, it kind of puts a wrinkle in some of your plans, but just get Mint Mobile. Shoot, $15 a month. So anyways, just wanted to put that out there. I picked it up today after the update. I forgot it updated, and I picked it up, and I was like, wait a second. Did they just make this phone even better? Wow. It's incredible. I don't know. Nobody's really talking about this, and I don't know why, but it's incredible. It really is. I'm almost at a loss for words, and sometimes I don't even talk about them on purpose, even though I want to, because I'm just blown away by what they're doing now. We'll see what the Nothing Phone 3, what it looks like, what the specs are, what the price is going to be, and I'm sure the sales are going to be good, assuming the price doesn't change. If they could basically do a repeat of this with upgraded internals and reduce the price, dare I say, by maybe $20-$25, whatever it is, bring us a Nothing Phone 3 with the upgraded internals, right? And then drop the price just to undercut, make some news, and then hit Samsung and Apple where it hurts, right? Because they're going to be raising prices on their device. Pixel's going to be raising their prices on the Pixel 9 series. If you could somehow, some way, figure out how to drop, again, even if it's by $20, it'll make headlines, right? That's what it's all about. Why is there all these big companies raising their prices and nothing's dropping their prices, So, something to think about. We should hear something soon. I believe the release date, when did this come out? In July? Yeah, so it's coming up here in a few months. I know they're working on it, so I'm expecting to see. It's going to be similar, right? It's going to have a clear back. We know that. It's going to have the LED lights. We know that. That's their thing. Their shtick. But I strongly encourage. Most people just go with Samsung because it's a Samsung, right? Android. But look, iPhone users, if you dog on Android all the time, but you've never honestly given them a chance, like actually use the operating system, you don't have to get a S24 Ultra. You don't have, which is $1,400. You don't have to get a S24 Plus, which is $1,000. Go pick you up one of these, if for a spare phone, just to try it out, what have you. $350, and you're going to get a device that performs like a flagship Android device should. Blazing fast, very buttery smooth, tons of storage, cameras are really good. You cannot beat it. $350, and look at that thing. Whew. So I strongly encourage iPhone users, if you're going to try an Android out, pick up one of these. You have no reason now. You have absolutely no reason. What is going on, man? You doing all right today? I was just thinking, damn, I got a lot of people watching, but nobody's here in the chat. I started what? Holy shit! I started 43 minutes ago. I know you'll appreciate it. I've been talking about this nothing phone for the last 43 minutes. Holy shit! I don't know how much of it you've seen, but it got an update. The 2A got a quiet day. Yeah. As a matter of fact, let's look at the news here. Where am I at? Oh, that's right. I got to do a little special. I got a couple of things here. Now, this is when you would think I would show my website for the Android news, but I'm actually having to make some tweaks to the website to accommodate Google and Apple's requests if I want to submit it for an application. So don't worry, we will reference what I got going on here. Probably I'll start using my app and website for news here, probably starting full time next week. But let me show you what we got here today. Damn it, man! It always does this to me when I'm trying to share the screen. There we go. So yeah, you definitely would catch the intro later, I'd say. But to wrap it up, they made this phone. I still can't believe how they do it. $350. They made it even better today by this update. Yeah. Anyway, so I've talked enough about it, but yeah, go check the first part of the live stream. They made the one of the best buying phones you can get even better. So, I'm buying the Ear 3s. I actually reached out to Nothing. They sent me this phone. I bought this one with my own money, and then the YouTube channel got bigger. Of course, I'm a Nothing fan, but they sent this one. I actually reached out to them, or the rep marketing team, to see if I can, if they're going to send me some or what. If they're not going to send me some, yes, I'll buy them myself, because they are coming out with two models, correct? I think they're coming out with a real expensive 3 and then a cheaper 3, kind of like the 2 and the 2A. So I'm gonna see which ones you know. If they'll send me one, I'll be happy. If they don't send me any, I'll be happy. I don't care. I'll buy them and test them out. So yes, we will be getting one or two of them. Motorola Buds Plus. I don't think I've ever seen those. Let me see if this is a cool feature that we did not discuss. Android 15 might quarantine suspicious apps, putting it in its own sandbox. Which is basically, tech terms for, placing the application, all of its data inside of a special file system that nothing can penetrate or it can't get out to harm your phone. There was a new, a malware that was announced today that I was going to look into after the show tonight, and then probably talk about that tomorrow, at least a little bit. I just wanted to get through some of the details. Let's see. Where was this? man. Where was this? So I know a bunch of Samsung phones got updates today, like the S21, S20 for, I believe it's for the April. Are they this late? This is what, 17 days in a. Damn, we're almost halfway through the month. It feels like it just turned April the other day. Here we go. Samsung reclaims crown as the top smartphone seller, but for how long? Yeah, until Apple releases its next iPhone, basically. And I don't know how everyone feels. I guess there's differently about sales. Some put a lot of stock into it, some don't, right? It depends. It would have to be broken down into models, because Samsung can say, "Oh, well, we sold the most cell phones in the year 2024." Yeah, but majority of them are the A series or the little prepaid phones that you find in Walmart or something, right? So let's see. Samsung shipped 19.64 million phones in the first quarter of 2024, surpassing Apple's 17.51 million phones sold in that same amount of time. This gives Samsung control of 20% of the global smartphone market, whose share had slipped to 19% in 2023, while Apple iPhone sales surged. Industry analysts pointed, blah, blah, blah. Damn, so Samsung's only got 20%. Let's see. I don't think that's true. Unless they're, because look, we all knew it's not really, I mean, is it AI? Is it not? I mean, I don't know. I guess it depends on who you ask. I don't use, let's say, still, it's been what, a couple months? It's been a month and a half, 8 weeks, something like that, 6, 7, 8 weeks since they've released the S24 series. I'm trying to think, is there one AI feature that they were boasting and bragging about that I even use to this day? Circle to search was cool, but I don't think I use that at all, honestly. Whatever. I mean, it's oohs and ahs, people, but I don't think, maybe it is driving the sales increase, but I don't, the average person, like, I guess I could say like my sister's the average person, because she doesn't know anything about tech. So she's probably like, oh, AI, and then starts looking into the phone, and then, although she's an iPhone person, she would never be caught dead with an Android. But I guess it's possible, right? I mean, I guess smart people like you and I are gonna kind of know the difference, right? Between, I mean, is it AI? Yeah, not really, but I guess to the average person it is. Let's see here. Damn it, there we go. So that's not a huge surprise. Let's see here. Yeah, that was one of the shared features that, and then I believe they're going to bring it to all other Android phones too here. So it wasn't that special of a feature, I guess. Okay. Yes, Edge Plus 2024. I briefly had the Edge 2000. Was it 20 or 2022? I think it was 2022. You can tell the difference in the sound quality, correct? Is that what you're saying in the comment? Between the Snapdragon sound, I know they have different codecs and audio files between these different manufacturers and all that. Is that why? Is that what you mean? Specifically buy it for that? Let me see what is it that same one? Motorola 50 Ultra. I need to do some more research, so it's not going to get sold in the US, or we don't know. Where the hell is my browser? Moto 50 Ultra. It's gonna have the 8 Gen 3. Oh, the S version. It's gonna have the S version of the Snapdragon. Cool. Motorola announces a new generation of Edge family with an outstanding design and its most impressive camera. Interesting. Now, I could have sworn I've seen... Maybe it was announced. Maybe that's what it was, because it was 1 day old, all the news was. I think I've reported on kind of some leaks on it in the past, but didn't they officially announce it? Is that why we have a better clarity of all these stuff it's going to come with? Let's see. Moto AI. Moto Edge 50 family. So what the hell is... Oh, I got you. Okay. I got it. I got you. Moto Buds Plus. Yep. Gorilla Glass Victus. They're going to spec it out, right? It looks like it's going to have all the latest and greatest. Yes, I wonder if they are going to sell this in the US. Cool. 6.67 inch Super HD P OLED display. Cool. Wow. Yeah, they're gonna spec it out. 8S Gen 3 CPU. Very interesting. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on that. 125 watt turbo power. A full day in just 4 minutes. God damn. Wow. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it hasn't been announced if it's going to be released in the US. Let's see. Damn, whenever I do the live streaming, my browsers get all twisted up. Lord have mercy. What the hell is going on over here? Alright, so yeah, I hope they release this in the US. This looks like a good device. Let's see. Nine to 5. When was this? 1 day ago? No, look at this. 9 to 5 Google says Motorola will bring the flagship Edge phone to the US this year. But it says later. Look, later this year. What? I wonder how later. Are we talking about August? Are we talking about November? I don't know. Hopefully it's maybe a month or two. Some other companies do that, like Chinese company. Now I know. I guess Motorola is technically a Chinese company now, right? Lenovo, I believe, still owns them. I believe so. But there's some other companies that do that, right? Where they'll release something in China or in the Asian markets for a month, and then they'll release a month, 6 weeks, and then they'll release it worldwide, a worldwide unit, a month or two after that. I hope that's what's gonna happen. I hope they don't hold on to it for a while. It looks like a badass phone. See, it's a phone like that. It's a phone like that that would get me back into Motorola, because I've dibbled and dabbled in a couple of Motorola devices in the last couple of years and just was not satisfied. I used to love Motorola. I think I've told y'all I've had even the Moto StarTAC, right? Even back in the day, they made some good phones and they just fell flat off the earth. My main issue with them is updates. They just don't update their phones. If they can, and I've said it before, they can get back in this if they bring good hardware, meaning decent specs, at least the same specs to compete against all the big boys, and they have in the past, so there's no reason why they shouldn't in the future. So if they can bring not only the flagship specs, if they can bring good design, right? Let's face it, that's a major part. You don't want to buy a phone that you perceive as a ugly or weird looking phone, all right? And what I've seen looks suitable. It looks pretty nice. And then updates. So get the hardware, get the specs back up to flagship. At least a decent looking phone, a nice looking phone. And then updates. They would just freaking update their phones. I would for sure buy another Motorola. If they can do that, they could have they could be right up there. It doesn't take much. I mean, look, the smartphone market is dominated by Apple, obviously, but there's not. Look, Samsung, Google, and that's what I was saying. Nothing. They got to be considered as one of the better. I know they're new on the scene, but what they're doing so far is, pretty impressive. But Motorola can get right back in the game. They got billions and billions of dollars from the parent company, so it'd be interesting to see where they go. Will they have this in the carriers? I know they've made a lot of their money lately on just the carrier phones, right? That you get free with a 2-year plan. I know a lot of people choose that. But looks pretty cool. Yeah, I want to see what the cameras, how these sensors perform. Sounds like it's got really good audio. Snapdragon sound lossless. Samsung only supports SSC. Oh, which is 24-bit, 44 kilohertz max. Interesting. See, I'm not that big into audio, but I had no idea. Cool. SSC. I'll have to look into that later. I know doesn't Sony have a bunch of the of course they make a bunch of the Dolby and all that crap, but I know they focus on audio a lot. It's still on Android 13. Wow. Yeah, I mean, that's been my number one issue with them is the updates. But they can turn it around. They can. Just update your phone. Just hire however many developers you need to hire and have them work on updates from Google. That's all they do. It's an easy fix in my eyes. That's what frustrated me so much. It's an easy fix. You just go out and hire the developers and have them, that all they do is work on the next month's security patch. It's I don't understand why whatever. I'm sure it's to cut costs. But look at again. Sorry guys, but look what Nothing's doing. Relatively small company, and they're updating their phones every single month, right on time, like every Android manufacturer should. And shame on you if you're not doing that. Samsung's been doing it now for years, and look, they done took off. Because remember, Samsung wasn't that great with updates. Maybe as of 3 or 4 years ago. Well, yeah, about 3 years ago, and then boom, they made one statement. I remember that one statement. They said, we're gonna, I don't know what it is. We're gonna put more effort into, or maybe focus more on the monthly updates, whatever. And everybody's kind of rolled their eyes, like, yeah, whatever. They've been on it ever since. So it matters. It matters a lot. So very cool. I'll definitely keep my eye on that phone, and we will see. Actually, you know what? Where's that article? I wanted to see if where is that article? It was 9 to 5 Google, right? Did it give us any other? Let's see. So it already debuted in India earlier this month. Today it's available in Latin America and Europe. It'll also be coming to Asia and Oceania. Where the hell's that? Asia and Oceania. How come I've never heard of that? Maybe I have, I just forgot. But anyways, moving right along. Edge 50 Ultra and Edge 50 Fusion are launching in the coming weeks across Asia, Europe, Latin America, and there it is again, Oceania. Motorola Edge 50 Ultra is the company's all-out flagship, right? So this is their big boy of the year. Powered by the Samsung, as we mentioned. Now, I think 9 to 5 Google got this wrong. On Motorola's website, it says it's going to be powered by the 8S Gen 3. If you remember, a few weeks ago, Sam did this same thing last time. If you remember, a few weeks ago, Qualcomm released the Snapdragon 8S Gen 3. I know it's hard to believe they just launched the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 with the S24 series right at the very beginning of the year, and just a few months into the year, they already have an updated flagship CPU, but that's what they did, right? If you remember the Snapdragon that's in the Nothing Phone 2, the Snapdragon 8 Gen Plus 1, I think it's that name, but it was a little tweaked, upgraded version of the 8 Gen 1. Well, this is a tweaked, upgraded version of the 8 Gen 3, so maybe it's just a misprint, but it will have the S version. At least that's what Moto says, but definitely keep our eyes on that. I would definitely want to get my hands on one. Top tier performance, 6.7 inches, 1220p display, 144 refresh rate hertz, 4500 milliamp battery, 250 megapixel cameras on the back, and a 64 megapixel telephoto. Android 14 and up to 16 gigs of RAM. That's what I love to see. And a UFS 4.0. Those are the specs I want to see. I want lots of RAM. I want UFS 4.0. I want a nice, big, bright display, fast display, big battery, some good cameras, and I'll be a happy camper. You know, the Fusion. Now that was the Ultra. That was the Ultra we just talked about. The Fusion, on the other hand, is a more affordable device. That's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 7S Gen 2. So it's basically a tweaked, modified, slightly upgraded version of the Snapdragon 7 Gen 2. If you don't know, Snapdragon had a name change a few years ago as well. Going by the 8 Gen 1, 8 Gen 2, 8 Gen 3, 8 Gen 4, so on, so on, and so on. Their 8 series is their flagship, all best out CPU you can get. Their 7 series, right? 7's a bump down from 8, is dedicated to the mid-range mid-range performing, mid-range devices. And they continue on with a Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, and so on. I think they go down to what series? I think it was down to a 6 series, I think. Anyways, I don't know, but it's going to have the slightly tweaked and newer version of last year's Snapdragon 7 Gen 2. So it will have the 7S Gen 2. That'll come with up to 12 gigs of, very nice, very nice. I like to see that. A mid-range phone with lots of RAM. We need to see more of that. It makes a ginormous difference. 512 gigs of storage. Now, you have UFS 2.2 storage. I guess you got to cut the cost somewhere, right? And Android 14 out the box. It's also going to have a 50 megapixel rear camera. But it's only going to come with 13 megapixel ultra wide on the back. The display is going to be 6.7 inches, and like the Ultra and the Pro, it's curved all around. Damn, it's going to have a curved screen. Come on, Motorola, get with the program. No, some people like curved screens, some don't. It's all personal preference. I do like where they're going with the specs of the mid-range phone. Me being a believer, I used to take that back. I didn't shit on mid-range phones all the time. I just never found one that I liked, right? You see what I'm saying? Because there's some people that use their mid-range phones and don't have a complaint, right? But it's all personal preference. So I've never found one that I've liked until this. And it looks like Motorola is going to have similar specs, right? Mid-range CPU, 12 gigs of RAM. I just wonder what that... Wait, hold up. What does the Nothing Phone 2A have in it? The UFS. I think it's 3.0. I think UFS storage 3.0 in the Nothing Phone 2A. Anyways, similar design. Take that back. Not design. Similar display size is what I meant. So, yeah, could be a hit. Now, what's not mentioned on here is price. Is their Ultra going to be $1,000? Is it going to be $1,100? Or is it going to be $799? Ooh, that's attractive if it's $799. You know, they can make some noise if it's $799. Possibly. You don't ever see phones that are in the 8, do you? Unless it's $899, I guess. Mid-range phone, what's that price going to be? $499? It's going to compete against the Pixel 8A. Is it definitely going to be competing against the Nothing Phone 2A? I don't believe pricing was in here, although we could convert. Where was it launched? In Euro? Let's see. So on the United States launch, Motorola says yes, it's definitely launching its new Edge series devices in the United States later this year. It will most likely include the Edge 50 Ultra and Pro. So I guess Edge 50 Ultra and Edge 50 Pro, branded as Edge Plus and Edge respectively. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Well, definitely keep an eye on that one. Yeah, I might reach out to Motorola and see. I've never talked to anybody there, and see if I send emails out to a lot of people or a lot of companies, seeing if they can, send stuff that we can review, cool stuff, right? But also, I'll have to send an email out to Motorola tomorrow, tonight, and see if they got one for us. Look, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but it's worth a shot. But those look pretty cool. I actually like that. We'll just have to, it just all comes down to the updates. Where we at, son? I got a little time. Give me 1 second here. Okay, apologize about that. Let me remove this. Let's see. Hang on. Good, nothing sent me an email. I'll have to I will have to review that here once I get off the channel. Hopefully they got me some good news. They're sending me some earbuds. Cool. All right, hang on. I got a question for y'all. Hang on. I have a question for y'all. What would y'all like to see more of out of the channel? I have tons of content that I have planned. I was just wondering. I wonder what the viewers want more. I have tons of case reviews lined up. I got tons of case reviews. Crave, as I mentioned, sent me a whole lineup. I guess I already let the cat out of the bag earlier on the stream, but Nilkin, they're sending me a whole bunch of cases. So, case reviews. I know I mentioned I need to do more pre-uploaded recorded content. I got tons of stuff here, but I'm just interested to see, as far as we're going to obviously keep the live stream going every day. But as far as pre-recorded, uploaded content, y'all wouldn't mind if I added a little here or there, some mini PC stuff, tweaks, nothing hardcore. We're obviously focused on mobile technology here, phones to be exact. But I'm looking to sprinkle in. I don't know if y'all caught yesterday's live stream. I'm looking to debate. This should be a good one. I'm looking to debate an iPhone user on iPhone versus Android. That should be a fun one. They would be an advocate for iOS and Android and try to convince me why Android sucks and why iPhone is better. And I would do the opposite. I would try to prove my case as to why I believe Android is the superior, not only operating system, but the superior phone. They have the better devices. In my opinion, but I'm looking to bring something like that onto the channel, maybe incorporate that into the live stream. Right, good. I would do it live. I wouldn't record it and then upload it. I'd probably just do it live. That makes it more fun. But I've been thinking about getting out, going outside standing outside of a grocery store and getting some random people that walk by, asking them random questions about phone stuff. Could get some funny content out of that. But just wondering, is there anything y'all would like to see more of on this channel? Because I've been, as you know, very, very busy in the last month or so, actually like 2 months. But at some point, I'm over the hill when it comes to creating the websites, creating the apps, and, hopefully, knock on wood, fingers crossed, I will get over that hill. We'll have applications on the Play Store and the Apple App Store, and I will have time for doing fun stuff or cool stuff or debating or going to the in a parking lot asking random people random questions about phones. There will be a time here in the near future where I will have time to do that stuff. So it's kind of just wanting to pick y'all's brain and see what about how to do stuff. A lot of my videos on my channel, believe it or not, some of the more popular ones are how to. In some of them, it's the craziest thing. Some of it seems so simple, right, to me and you. How to. I'm telling you, some of those videos get a ton of hits. There's a little Samsung tweak when you set up your new S24, right, where they force you, or they try to set up your phone with a SIM card inside the phone. And at some point in the setup process, you get to a dead end in the S24 series, whether it's the Ultra, the Plus, or the base model. When you set it up brand new, it'll ask you, activate a carrier. And then it'll want you to put in a SIM card, right? It'll dead end it right there. You can't even go to the home screen. But there's a trick. There's a way around it that's not widely known, but I recorded the trick and how to get around it. And sure enough, it's getting thousands of views. So I think I'm going to do, probably a little bit of everything, right? No way. That would not be possible. I don't. That would be. I'd have to get hit over the head or something, or like you said, voodoo, right? They'd have to hypnotize me or something, because I don't see that happening. But you never know. Yo, I had Daniel saying, toss Windows phones into the mix. Totally needs a comeback from the grave. I had the most badass Windows phone ever made, and I freaking loved it. Damn, what's the name of it? It came with a stylus. Yo, it was like the S24. It was like the stylus went inside the phone, just like the Samsung. And it slid out with a keyboard, with a physical keyboard, or you could close it shut. Basically, it would slide on top, expose the keyboard, or slide back and be full touchscreen. With a stylus. It was so badass. Damn, what was the name of it? I don't even remember who manufactured it. I used to love Windows phones, and I always think that's their one. Well, not one. They just couldn't get it together for whatever reason, as far as their mobile side. But as you know, Windows, obviously, it's the most popular operating system in the world. So it's just trying to find that fine line between mobile operating system and desktop experience, right? Tutorials on how to do your podcast would be cool. Yes, I was actually just thinking about that 2 nights ago, or 2 days ago. I put out a video maybe 4 or 5 months ago showing the equipment, like microphones, all sorts of little accessories that I think I did one for a Pixel and one for the, I think it was S23 Ultra at the time. But that was just accessories. I mean, I didn't necessarily go, like you're saying, I didn't walk you through on, okay, how to do this, how to do that. And now it's easier than ever. So I think I'll add that to the list. And I think you can actually do it for free too. You can do it for free. I'm thinking of StreamYard, but you don't have to use StreamYard. That's what I use for the video and doing all these little comments and stuff. I was intimidated by all this when I first started, and now I look back at it, I'm like, it's so easy. You can definitely do this for free. You can use StreamYard for free. You can record. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm gonna do that. Step by step. You can record a podcast. You can have your own podcast on everywhere, like I do, for 100% free. But you got it to be certified. Like we just got certified through. I keep on forgetting the name. It's a certification. It's a real worldwide certification standard for podcasts specifically, and I'll do that. I'll show how to set it up, how to have good audio quality, how to do everything from A to Z, and that includes uploading your content, how to get an RSS feed, and then submitting it to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff. Thank you very much. That's a really good idea. It's easy, but nobody told me how to do anything. But I wish I had look, there's a bunch of stuff. What I did is I took bits and pieces, right, from this video. Oh, okay, so I need this equipment. But how do you get an RSS feed? And so I'll do a video search or Google search on that, right? So bits and pieces, right, from videos and stuff that put everything together. But you're right. I'll do one from A to Z, from doing it from your phone, doing it from your camera, getting a professional microphone, uploading to the platforms, to getting certified, and all that good stuff. Very good idea. I'll definitely add that to my list. And trust me, I'll probably do two options: the cheap route, which is what I did first, and then the not necessarily expensive route, because the setup I have is still relatively cheap compared to some people's setups that are thousands of dollars. I mean, mine's a relatively cheap setup, but it's a improvement from when I first started. I went the absolute cheapest route. You can get set up and going with, a phone and you don't have to have a microphone, but if you want to get certified and it just looks nice to be certified, you can carry that little logo or tag with you wherever you go. You're gonna need good audio, right? But I'll definitely work on that. Let's see here. I don't know if I have anything left. I was trying to think. The Pixel Pixel users out there, I believe everybody's been fine with Android 15, right? I have not had any issues with mine whatsoever. No, I still haven't tried out NFC, but I think everything's fine. I know there's a bunch of people online, and of course you're gonna see people that complain about bugs or something not working way more than you're gonna see people like myself that are like, everything's fine. Because if somebody has a bad experience or a bad or an issue with something, they're like 10, 12 times more likely to talk about it online or post about it online than you are if you just have, hey, I'm good, then there's not really any need to post online, hey, mine's badass. But I've seen some people online wary of updating their phones And every now and then I'll go to Reddit and jump in the comments and stuff, but no issues here so far. None whatsoever. So I still think it's pretty damn good. Actually, this gets really good battery life. Really good battery life. App reviews. I'm going to do more app reviews. I know I did maybe a few in probably the same amount of weeks. I think I did 3 or 4 in 3 or 4 weeks. I'm going to start doing more of those. I still have, there's a good number of apps that I've used for years that I absolutely love. That I'll do some reviews on. And I still want to do a Graphene OS. I still want to buy I was going to do it on here, install Graphene OS, but with the beta program and all that stuff and Android 15 just being released, I'm going to keep Android 15 on here, but I think I'm going to buy you can get a Pixel 6a, which I hate. It was like one of the only Pixels I absolutely hated, but I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use it for the video. I think I'm going to buy one. I can get one for like $100 and do a tutorial on how to install Graphene OS. So that's something else I was looking into that I absolutely, love to do those types of things, and just totally forgot about that Graphene OS thing, honestly. Let's see. Well, I guess that's about it. You have a Pixel 6? You're not using it or what? That's a good backup phone. That's a real good backup phone. What's up with this there is a iPhone iMessage. It looks like a hack. A 0-day, where are we? 0-day, 0-click vulnerability that hackers can exploit to get remote access. Reported by Trust Wallet. I've used them for crypto stuff. A decentralized crypto wallet owned by Binance. It is an iMessage security flaw that can be exploited without any user interaction. There aren't any reports of any exploits, though, casting doubts over the authenticity of the claimed threat. It could be a fake exploit. Wow. I heard something about that earlier, or was it last week, that Apple made a statement about something to do with, I couldn't remember the headline. I guess that's about it. Oh, you know what? Look at this real quick. What the hell's going on here? Not showing up. Hang on. It looks like there's a new phone out here that I'm trying to get. There we go. What is it called? The Techno Camon 30 Premier. Techno Camon 30 Premier. Wow. So there's a new. So this was launched literally 48 minutes ago. It says, sorry, I'm reading the specs. So let's share this screen, and then we'll get out of here. But I want y'all to look at this. It's supposed to be a really high performing phone for a cheap price. So let's see what they're dealing with. So here it is. It looks just like the OnePlus 12. Techno Canon 30 Premier. Releasing in May of 2024. 210 grams, 7.9 millimeters thick, Android 14. 6.77 inch. Looks like a pretty good display. 50 megapixels. Camera is that on the front? 2160p, 12 gigs of RAM. It's gonna have the Dimensity 8200. Are we good to it? No. 5,000 milliamp battery, 70 watt charging. Gorilla Glass 5 aluminum frame. Polymer finish. It's going to launch with Android 14. Wow. So it's going to have a triple setup, 53 50 megapixel cameras. Looks like it's going to come with 12 gigs of RAM, 512 gigs of storage, 4K HDR video output at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 30 frames per second regularly. That's with no HDR. I don't know. It looks like a OnePlus clone. Specs are decent. It's going to have USB Type-C, obviously, but it's only going to have the 2.0, not the 3.0. And that's probably to save money. I think it's going to be probably mid-range phones. Okay, so it may or may not get released here. I doubt it will, or at least worldwide or global variant. But just something else to think about. Pricing has not been unveiled yet. Let's see. They don't even list the bands or carrier compatibility. However, you can take a sneak peek by looking at this stuff up here. Now, if it does not list any 5G bands underneath here, because that's missing, because you got the 2G frequencies, 3G frequencies, then you have the 4G, which is LTE, and it's unspecified, and then 5G. No statistics available, right? So, who knows? But I definitely won't be getting it. But looks like it's got that same OnePlus stove top on the back where the cameras are. It looks like a stove. So I believe that will do it. It is a good chipset. Yeah, I think that should perform fairly well. But we'll have to see. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on that Motorola for everybody as well, because I'm going to actually, as soon as we end this, I am going to reach out to Motorola. Oh, I'm going to answer my emails and my Nothing sent me an email, and reach out to Motorola and see if they can. If they would like to send me a phone, I would appreciate it. So, let me see. Do I have anything? I don't think I have any. I wonder if we can do a giveaway today, but I may have to hold off on that, because I think I'm going to need one or two of the items that I was potentially going to give away for a video or two. But we'll do a giveaway one of these days here. But all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much. I appreciate the time, as always. I really do. Really, really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a good afternoon, good rest of the evening. Please be safe. Take care of yourselves. And we will talk again tomorrow. If you got any questions, anything at all, hit me up in the comments or email, whatever you'd like. But I'm accessible if you need anything from me. So with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow. Peace out.